author dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick.
Flat cap master, dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Songs singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You're my electronic neighbor, and you are here. And you are here. Some of you are here presently, live. Others of you will watch the VOD in time. Oh, hey, that was working pretty good there. Zach, man, welcome in. Glad to have you. Hope your day's going well, friend. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Sound seems adequate to me, and that's what we go for here. We go for adequacy. Yes, it's good enough for today. It will be better tomorrow. There's the constant struggle at times, it seems, of does everything I do work the way that I want it to, and when I switch things, it changes. Oh, did it show up? Did the coconut show up here? Do I not have it on this? Oh, Blurp should show up. I see it. I didn't see it show up on the screens because I was looking elsewhere. But I am looking here and going, aha, I do not have the playlist started, so let me start that. We should have some background music. I'll double check that. The output's working on that. Oh yeah, I can hear it. You heard it, but not the coconut sound. Okay, let me log in a second and I wonder sometimes if it doesn't work if I'm not logged in, but it should. Oh, that's not the right thing. Well, that still might help, but okay. Where do I have? Not signed in there. There, we'll try this one. All right. My library. I have a few hats. I happen to like hats. Hate the sin but love the sinner. I hate that phrase. Okay, here we go. Not finding it. We'll play this one.
3 hours later.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Nick Cage, welcome in. So, Festivus was what we were looking for. Why is it not here?
It's a Festivus miracle!
They're not on my list, so...
Message for you, son.
Oh, wrong one.
You're a loony. I feel happy.
Ah, there we go. Not that one, but here he is.
Now, how do you plead?
We're innocent.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so having a little fun there. So hopefully the blurps are working now, if you're gonna try those. How's everyone today? So, I played a bunch for you, Zach Lee. Bunch of bonus ones. I got the ones you claimed, even though they didn't play on command. We should be good there now. So, by the way, podcast today at noon Easter. Oh, is it gonna play? Is it gonna play? I'm not seeing it show up. What is going on? Why is it not playing?
play that.
Don't know why it doesn't seem to be playing the clips. Well, I guess one more thing for me to fix. As usual. Always something not working. Why does this happen to me? Anyway. Podcast on the Church Digital at noon today. And it is what Wednesday of the month is it? It's the first Wednesday of the month. So the first Wednesday of the month, I get to stream a little bit longer on Wednesday. So we will be going a little bit longer today. Yay. We're in Ecclesiastes. And if you do not remember, if you weren't here last week, Ecclesiastes has traditionally been attributed to a writing of King Solomon. There is another view that it is someone who is writing it so that it's read from the perspective of King Solomon, but it's not actually King Solomon who is doing the writing. And Koheleth, as we went and looked up, is in the feminine form. So the teacher, the one who is giving instructions, is feminine throughout the entire book. Now, it could be that Solomon wrote it, and he did that intentionally because wisdom is feminine, and therefore Koheleth, the teacher, the wisdom that is being taught to you, is also from feminine perspective because that's where you gain wisdom is. So it could be just that, or it could be someone who is a female who is writing it. And one of the hypotheses of that is maybe it's Queen Esther who's writing this, and she's reflecting back on all the teachings of her people and trying to share that striving after everything that you can do is not the way to do it. Another piece to pay attention to is that the author who is telling you that they've tried everything doesn't mean they literally tried everything. It can simply mean they observed this through the actions of others. It doesn't mean that they had to go and do all of these things. So they're giving you the wisdom of having observed it, even if the stating of it is that they have tried it. How do you try something? By living alongside somebody who struggles with it. In other words, if I have a friend who's a drug addict or a family member who's a drug addict, I can say I've tried it from the standpoint of I know all the consequences because I've lived through it and I've helped somebody overcome it or I've seen them succumb to it. I don't have to actually try it personally to have tried it from the standpoint of living through all of the consequences of it by being in connection with that other person. So just all of that as we read through it. So we don't always have to assume teaching and wisdom is actually saying they've done everything. It can be other things that they're trying to help us learn and understand. So anyway, just trying to take us from a Western mindset back into the mindset of the original audience who would have heard this. So I hope you're tracking with me. And I'm just looking at my cam and going, I think I want to drop it like it's hot. There we go. Just sliding that down a little bit. Get a little bit more microphone in the shot. Tomorrow! Good morning, friend. Okay, so we're in chapter 2. I thought to myself, I said in my heart. Yeah, in the heart is the whole of the person. It is the inner being. It is the thing of which your desires come from. Come now, I will try self-indulgent pleasure to see if it is worthwhile. So this doesn't mean that the person actually sets out and says, well, I know this is sin, but I'm gonna try it to find out. It's telling from the perspective of someone who's done it. So if I'm going to tell you from the perspective of someone who's done it, I'm going to just say, I've done it. So hope that makes sense. But I found that it is also futile. Folly, worthless, not a benefit. I said of partying. Ooh, partying, what word do we have there? I'm going to use that as an excuse now. I said of laughter has a fourfold range of meaning: joyful laughter, frivolous laughter, merrymaking, pleasure, sport, derision, mockery, laughing. Okay, so do we have merriment, do we have pleasure, or do we have mocking? Because I don't think it's joyful laughter. So, and they went with the partying. Totally kidding, Fleecent. Yes. Yes. Well, that's also the point that I'm trying to make here is it's not, oh, this person was wise because they tried sin and it didn't turn out. So let me go be wise and I'll try sin and it doesn't turn out. It's like, no. It doesn't mean they actually tried it. It could mean they observed it and they tried it vicariously through their friends suffering. So there's other ways to view that. I thought deeply about the effects of indulging myself with wine. Okay. Oh, sorry, I missed one. And of self-indulgent pleasure. It accomplished nothing. I thought deeply about the effects of indulging myself in wine. See? So it's thinking deeply about the effects. So it doesn't actually mean that you had to have the effects of on yourself of indulging yourself with wine. You could watch someone else. If you grow up in a household and you're always cleaning up after a family member who's vomiting and relieving themselves all over the house because they're drunk and they can't find the bathroom, you don't need to go try it for yourself to know that ain't a good thing. So, all the while, my mind was guiding me with wisdom and the effects of behaving foolishly, so that I might discover what is profitable. So wisdom here is trying to discover what are good things to pursue and what are frivolous things, worthless things, vapor, fleeting things to pursue. And discovering that in sharing it with all of us. So what is profitable? What do we have here? You might see where is the good. Yeah, so pursuing good. So we have, profitable I don't think is actually the best translation because it's just a matter of what is good. What is a good way to do things? What is a, God created creation and there was good. That's the word we have here, I'm guessing. Tov, good. Ecclesiastes 2, let's go look it up. What verse? 3. Wine and the heart and the folly and to see what is good. Yeah, it's Tov. Tov. So this is the word used in Genesis of God created and it was
Strong's
good.
H,
It was Tov good.
Tov.
This is where sometimes we have too many English words that we could translate it as and we want to bring nuance to it. I really think we just need to leave it as good. Good is the word that we have in creation. God saw that everything he created was good. It is in a state that it is supposed to be in. Ra is bad. We translate it most often evil, but it is in a non-good state. There is something amiss about it. So he's just trying to see where is good? Where are the things that are good, that lead to good? What is good for people to do on earth during the few days of their life? So you've only got a few days. How should you live? That's what Kohelet is trying to teach us. We only have a few days. How should we choose to live in those few days that we have? I increased my possessions. So we're going to get is a whole bunch of attitudes that the world might take of what are the things that are most beneficial for me to do. Well, let's get more possessions. I've got a few empty spots on my shelf here. I could get more hats. Just saying, I could. Would that bring me happiness? I built houses for myself. I planted vineyards for myself. I designed royal gardens and parks for myself, and I planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I constructed pools of water for myself to irrigate my grove of flourishing trees. Okay, so the idea of trees here, trying to get back to the garden, maybe? I purchased male and female slaves, and I owned slaves who were born in my house, and I also possessed more livestock, both herds and flocks, than any of my predecessors in Jerusalem. Okay, so this is why another thing points to it being Solomon, but it could just be someone evaluating Solomon's life. Did the king actually do wise things? The book of Ecclesiastes could be an assessment of King Solomon, not written by King Solomon. So, hope you can see that as we go through. Now, if you still think it's written by King Solomon, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's not necessary. Hey, Lucis, welcome in. I also amass silver and gold. Silver and gold. There is a song that sings silver and gold. Okay. I amass silver and gold for myself, as well as valuable treasures taken from kingdoms and provinces. I acquired male singers and female singers for myself. And what gives a man sensual delight? A harem of beautiful concubines. Why, not only do you get singers if you're the king, you also get concubines. How do you like them apples? Meaning can be luxury, not just sensual delight, but the fact it's paired with a harem would mean that, yeah, we kind of get what's going on there. Tomorrow, welcome. Already saw you, but saying hi. Hello. So I was far wealthier than all my predecessors in Jerusalem, yet I maintained my objectivity. Yet my wisdom stood for me, meaning he retained his wisdom, his wise perspective, despite his great wealth. Okay, we should have ads coming in, I think. So we'll just pause there and we'll check out the fishies. Man, that ad seems like it came really early today. Oh, the sun is peeking out. The guppy cam is having a problem there. Oh, this is funny. I'm having an ads for Long John Silver's to eat fish.
Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may. With his cam he shows it all. Little fish, both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat Cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Not sure why that cam's not working. I'll have to play with that later. Guppy cam's not working. All right. Romans, welcome in. Good morning, sir. Good morning. All right. So I tried everything and I still maintained my wisdom. I'm not so sure here, sir. If you had a harem with all these concubines, and the kings aren't supposed to multiply horses to themselves, they're not supposed to multiply silver and gold, they're not supposed to multiply wives, you just told us you did all those things. That doesn't seem wise to me to be disobedient. But alas, this is teaching us wisdom, so let's pay attention to what is learned from this. I did not restrain myself from getting whatever I wanted. I did not deny myself anything that would bring me pleasure. So all my accomplishments gave me joy. This was my reward for all my effort. Yet, when I reflected on everything I had accomplished, and on all the effort that I had expended to accomplish it, I concluded, all these achievements and possessions are ultimately profitless, like chasing the wind. Ooh, we got some cantaloupe. The parallelism with profit, advantage, gain indicates that hevel should be a nuance as profitless, fruitless, futile in the context. While labor often offers some relative and temporal benefits, such as material acquisition, the rules of acquisition, and the enjoyment of the work of one's hand, there is no ultimate benefit to be gained from secular human achievement. Well, sometimes they just go off at a tangent in a direction that's like, why did you end up there? Like, it didn't need to be secular human achievement. It could have just been, there's no ultimate gain from striving to have more and to do more. Like, that's it. Like, your labor in itself could be a joy, but the things you gain through it are ultimately fleeting. I mean, don't have to think of that as secular human achievement. They are of no benefit. That would, yeah, no gain. No advantage. Like chasing the wind. I don't know. It seems like a silly thing to do to chase the wind, but then I was thinking, don't kite surfers do that? They chase the wind. Don't sailors do that? They chase the wind. They want to go with the wind. But I understand the metaphor here of chasing the wind's not thinking about that. It's something you cannot grasp. It's something you cannot hold on to. It comes from wherever it comes from and it goes to wherever it's going. So you can only be impacted by it, but you cannot control it. There is nothing gained from them on earth. Next, I decided to consider wisdom as well as foolish behavior and ideas. Wait a minute, it just sounded like you did a whole bunch of foolish behavior. Why are you saying you're going to do it now? I think you already did. For what more can the king's successor do than what the king has already done? Okay, so whatever I've done, you can do the same. How can you do more than me? You can only do what I've done. I realize that wisdom is preferable to folly. Oh, well, good for you. You figured out that being smart is better than being dumb. How wise did you have to be to figure that one out, my friend? That you figured out being smart is better than being dumb. Oh, I'm so wise. I figured out being smart is better than being dumb. Just as light is preferable to darkness. Wisdom, mix the pick. Wisdom is preferable to folly. Sage advice. Very nice. Very nice. Well played. Yeah. The wise man can see where he is going, but the fool walks in darkness. Yet I also realize that the same fate happens to them both. So, BT dubs, you're both gonna die. If you're smart, you're gonna die. If you're not so bright, you're gonna die. So I thought to myself, the fate of the fool will happen even to me. So no matter how wise you are, you still have the same fate. Then what did I gain by becoming so excessively wise? Ecclesiastes, Romans says, always felt like my therapist from back in the dark days told me to journal my feelings. There is a level at which there's a trying to figure out. So the other thing is this is wisdom literature. Wisdom literature is not quite the same as philosophy, but this would be the kind of ancient philosophy. So it's not trying to straight up give you, what am I trying to think of? A checklist. But I'm just trying. I had another word in my mind that I was thinking of, not a checklist, but here is a process. Here's a formula. Here's the thing. It's not just straight up how to be successful. It is how to wrestle with thinking through what's going on in life. How do we make sense of our being? How do we make sense of the world? It is intended for you to wrestle with the passages, not just accept it as gospel truth. Sure, there's wisdom here, but some of the stuff seems to contradict itself. Some of the stuff leads to feelings of, utter despair, maybe. You got an interview tomorrow? Well, good for you, Mick. Hope that goes well. Yeah, get some sleep soon. So, if I'm striving to be the wisest man that ever lived and I end up dying just like the fool who didn't do anything to do that, what good was it for me to do that? I almost thought you said neat there for a minute instead of night. Slurk. Nice. First time you read it was as an adult. It emphasized with Solomon as a depressed man. It all feels meaningless until God is the gold center. Yeah. We are the knights who say neat. Yes, that's what I was thinking when you said you did that.
You must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest. Wave a hurry!
Seeing if there was any more. Okay. One of the things, Romans, I don't know if you've heard this before. I was talking about it before you got here, and last week when we were covering it. There is a vein of thinking that is not thinking Solomon wrote this, but thinking the author is writing and does take and do an assessment of Solomon. So part of this is not that Solomon is writing this, but that someone else, and partially it could be that Koheleth, the teacher, which is feminine, could just be standing in for wisdom, and since wisdom is feminine, it could just be that it constantly uses the feminine noun there for the teacher to be feminine so that we know it's wisdom itself teaching us that. Or it could be that the author is a woman who is teaching us wisdom, and one of the people that she assesses is King Solomon and all the things that he does. And if you go down that line, then you can even get to the point where there's people who think that perhaps Queen Esther is the author of the book. So I'm not sure I fully think it's Queen Esther. I like the idea. That's kind of cool, but I don't know that I fully think that that's what it is. But I do like the idea that it is Mother Wisdom teaching children, and even the wisest man who had ever lived needed to be taught wisdom. So I like that aspect of it. Okay, so I thought to myself, the fate of the fool will happen to me. Then what did I get for becoming so excessively wise? So I lamented to myself, the benefits of wisdom are ultimately meaningless. There we go. Here's the point of the whole book, right? The benefits of wisdom are ultimately meaningless. Mic drop, done. We don't need to go any further, right? No. We're only in chapter 2. For the wise man, like the fool, will not be remembered for very long, because in the days to come, both will already have been forgotten. So no matter how wise you are, you're going to end up being forgotten. Like, okay, so yeah, we happen to know Solomon and David. How many other kings can you mention? Got it. Close the Bible. Move on. Exactly. Very nice. Yes. Yeah. Wisdom is meaningless. That's perfectly. Yeah. So that's what I said. This is supposed to be wrestled with. It's statements that are going to be assessed, and you make the statement in the absolute sense, because then you're going to counter it with an absolute in another direction. So all of Ecclesiastes cannot be entirely true. It needs to be wrestled with to find the truth within it. Hope that makes sense. So, no matter what you do, everybody's going to forget you. Your kids are going to die, your grandkids are going to die, and nobody's going to remember great-great-great-grandpa so-and-so, or grandma so-and-so, or aunt, or uncle. Alas, the wise man dies just like the fool. So I loathe life because what happens on earth seems awful to me. For all the benefits of wisdom are futile, like chasing the wind. Okay, we're returning to that. So all the benefits are chasing the wind. They're fleeting, they disappear, they're futile, they don't last. So the benefit of being wise is I can make wise decisions right now. I can avoid things that are foolish, but you know what happens? I still end up dead. So my wisdom doesn't let me escape death. I can't do that. So I loathed all fruit of my effort, for which I work so hard on earth, because I must leave it behind in the hands of my successor. And who knows if he will be wise man or a fool? Yeah, let's just take my hats for a minute. They're here. I get to enjoy them. They're wonderful. I don't know if I leave my hats, who's going to enjoy them after me? Like, are they going to abandon and put on a baseball cap? I mean, how appalling is that idea? I leave you a really nice hat and you go put on a baseball cap? Come on, what kind of person are you? And if they're donated to charity, how do I know they don't just end up in a landfill? I have had a funny thought. That down the road would be funny to. This is only a jest, right? Because you do like to have and hold on to things of people to remember them by, but how funny would it be to have a raffle at a funeral to win one of my hats? That you would get to be able to get drawn and pick the lucky hat, and that's the one that goes home with you. How fun would that be? Maybe not at the funeral, maybe at the wake afterwards or something. But it would be an interesting thing. That's all I was thinking. It would be interesting. It would seem a lot more fun than because if you don't want one, you don't have to put your name in the raffle. So. All right, so everything is going to be left to somebody behind me. Who knows if they're going to be wise? So that is futile. Yet I will be master over all the fruit of my labor, for which I work so wisely on earth, this also is futile. So I am going to still be master over all of my labor. I still have to be, even though it's futile. I work so wisely, it's still futile. Over the speaker, you play your voice. I won! I won! Putting the fun back in funeral. Funeral. Disco Bear, yes. Putting the fun back in funeral. I actually do think of things like that. I don't know if I will actually carry those out. Also, I'm not going to be here afterwards, so even if I make my wishes known, doesn't mean my family would do those things. The funeral raffle would also need to be streamed on Twitch. Stay on brand, and you'd probably still get a lurk. Yes, that would be a fun thing. Is a Twitch giveaway. Live stream. I don't know that I've seen anyone do a live stream funeral, but I think that would be fun. I mean, I've seen a wedding on Twitch. If you haven't, I've seen a wedding on Twitch. So why not live stream a funeral? I mean, after all, dignitaries get funerals on TV. You know, the Queen died and her funeral was all over the place. I didn't watch it, but it was all over the place. You want to be holding a bowl of candy on my body during my funeral. Come up and visit the casket and take a candy to go back with you. And go on a rabbit hole during it. Oh my goodness, would that be so weird to go down a rabbit hole during a funeral? Okay, you've already expressed your opinions for your funeral, like crowd surfing. Well, if you look at some other countries where they take and they process with the pine box, because they're not using full-size caskets. The pine box that's wrapped in the flag of the country, there are places where you do that. You go out and you get processed out in the crowd, so it would kind of be like crowd surfing. Oh, I missed your previous one. Oh, would debate the issue and go on a rabbit hole during it. Okay. I didn't connect those two together. I had read the other one. I just didn't connect the two together. Okay. So we're talking about feudal things. This is pretty feudal, that what we're talking about here. Of giving a... You get a hat, and you get a flat cap, and you get a flat cap. I mean, okay, I'm going to really go down a rabbit trail here. What if my funeral was sponsored by a flat cap company and everybody that attended got a free flat cap? I mean, would that not be fun? Would that not be fun? I mean, it's not the point of the funeral, but it would be fun. Okay, let's try to get back to the text. So I began to despair about all the fruit of my labor for which I worked so hard on earth. Corgi Bug, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Look, with live commercials. Well, no, just the sponsor at the bottom, just the little scroll. We're not going to do it. We're not going to interrupt it. We'll just have the little sidebar commercials for the hats. You are awake. Oh, sometimes that's all you can do to start with. For a man may do his work with wisdom, knowledge, and skill. However, he must hand over the fruit of his labor as an inheritance to someone else who did not work for it. This also is futile and an awful injustice. The fact that I have to give to my worthless kids and my worthless brother and my worthless sister all the things I done worked for hard. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have to give them anything. I should be able to take it all with me. What does a man acquire for all his labor and from the anxiety that accompanies his toil on earth? For all day long his works produce pain and frustration, and even at night his mind cannot relax. This is futile. There is nothing better for people than to eat and drink and to find enjoyment in their work. So if you can find enjoyment in the work itself, not in what it produces, there you have something. I also perceived that this ability to find enjoyment comes from God. So if you can do that, it's from God. If you can find enjoyment in the things you do, God is the one giving you the enjoyment. I love that thought. So if I can find enjoyment in anything I do, in taking out the garbage, in cleaning up after the dog, in doing the dishes, in folding the laundry, in cleaning up vomit after somebody. I'm just throwing ideas out there that probably nobody enjoys. If I can find enjoyment in that, wow, that comes from God. So the thing is Kohelet, she, and I'm going to keep saying she, because Kohelet is the teacher, and it's wisdom, it's personified, I'm okay with that, but it's teaching us that there are things that contradict each other, and even the things that we would assess to be beautiful without thinking about it, to be beneficial without thinking about it, if we take it to an extreme, it ends up not being the thing that we thought it was. But even the thing we think is not something of value, that thing can be something of great value when we have the right perspective and we allow God to infiltrate the thing that we're doing. So whether we're striving after things we think will bless us, or we're stuck doing things we hate to do, we can find God in the middle of it, because God can bring enjoyment in the thing that's futile. I think that's awesome. Okay. For no one can eat and drink or experience joy apart from him. You cannot eat or drink or experience joy apart from God. For the one who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner, he takes the task of amassing wealth only to give it to the one who pleases God. So if you're a sinner, you're far away from God, you're amassing wealth, God's going to take away your wealth. What will be of your wealth eventually? This task of the wicked is futile, like chasing the wind. What do we hear here? Amassing, the taking and gathering or heaping up. Okay, yep. Wealth does not appear in the Hebrew text, but is supplied for clarification. Yeah, so the heaping, amassing of things, so wealth would fit in there. The threefold repetition of the Hebrew word translated give in the first part of this verse creates irony. God gives the righteous the ability to prosper and to find in his work, but to the wicked he gives the task of giving his wealth to the righteous. Ooh, that's fun. Okay. We'll pause there. We got ads coming in. We'll start chapter 3 when we return. Probably the most well-known part of Ecclesiastes. If there is a season, turn. Yeah, if you know that song. And a time for every purpose. That so said Kevin. Haha. Okay. You thought I was going to sing the words? Not a chance. All right, I'm going to give you Reach Conference this time. Let's go there.
Content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more
I love
than
that
an
they
event.
used shenanigans. That's such a fun
together.
word. It's a fun
Get ready
word
for
to say.
ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
Oh, sorry. I have to switch.
Flat cap past her ox's tween. dreaming life by the breeze. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with sax in hand, plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat Cat Pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in pond so serene.
And now for something completely different.
Jesus Christ! I warned you!
I've done it again!
I warned you!
All right, so we're Ecclesiastes 3. Now, I have often read this at funerals. And I think the familiarity with this passage, and then if you do know the song, I think it was the Birds. I don't remember. They basically sing this song, a time to be born, a time to die. So if you know that song, it's straight up Ecclesiastes. For everything, there is an appointed time. Okay, let's look at that. Refers to God's appointed timetable for human activities or actions whose most appropriate time is determined by men. Verses 9 to 15. I don't want to go to 9 to 15. Okay. The noun denotes appointed time, appointed hour. The appointed or designated time of Jewish festivals. The length of time. Stop going to other things. I'm just trying to read. The length of time that Nehemiah sets for his absence from Susa, and the appointed time in Jewish law for the months to begin. It is used in parallelism, appointed time of the moon, appointed times of the law, means to be appointed. These terms are related to the noun. Okay, yeah. Time of an event, time for an event, usual time, proper time, suitable time, appointed time. Yeah, proper time would be another good translation. There is a proper time for something to happen. The proper time for planting is in the spring. The proper time for harvesting is in the fall. Now you switch to other locations around the world and that switches. But here, that's what I have. So there is a proper time, an appointed time. This is when you go do it. And then other people will have certain things like, I don't know if you know this, but this is, you're supposed to plant potatoes under a full moon. I want to say in May, I think it is. It's April or May. You're supposed to plant your potatoes under a full moon. That's the appointed time to plant them, is during a full moon. Like going, yeah, I think I'll be good. I'm planting them during the daylight, and it doesn't have to be a full moon. But, there's old thoughts on that, on certain appointed times and seasons. And he's addressing that the stars, the sun, the moon, all of that have a schedule to them that's set by God. Mel, welcome in. Okay, so there's appointed time for everything on earth. Now he's going to list all of those things. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot what was planted, a time to kill and a time to heal. Okay, I want to go look at the word for kill. So the WWE version of this, when my friends and I were doing that, a time to kick ass and a time to take names, which is kind of the same thing, but it felt really fun to kind of throw that in there. Okay, a time to kill a mockingbird. Oh, I don't watch WWE. Corgi. So back in seminary, like I have so many friends that knew of it, and it was so common. I never actually watched it, but I knew all of the players back in the 80s and 90s of who was in it. I knew everybody. I was always hearing about it. So when I got to seminary, we came up with the joke, and we would do it regularly, the WWE Bible. So we would quote things from the WWE Bible just for fun. At one point, I thought it would really be hilarious to fully make a whole WWE Bible. Yeah, the wrestling or the real translation confusion. Yeah, it's yes. So you just take it and you put it in. Well, that's like, there is somebody that's working on like a Gen Alpha Bible. I don't know if they're fully doing the whole thing, but they're taking phrases and putting it into Gen Alpha lingo. So it's kind of that idea. You're putting it in the lingo of people that would love WWE. So like when Jesus turns over the money changers was always one we would go to. Watch Jesus lay the smack down on the money changers. He opened up a can of whoop ass on the money changers. Join us for the Bible study. You'll learn more about it. Okay, so time to kill. Harag. And I'm sorry if any of that language is offensive to people. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just trying to relate it to what they're saying. Okay. To kill, to slay, to murder, to destroy, to kill. So it's always it has the idea here of taking life. Murder, destruction, murder, slayer. Wisdom is lit. Folly is skibbity. Skibbity, Ohio, Riz. Is Ohio listed as a bad thing? Because I'm down with that. You're upset that you know that. Folly is skibbity, Ohio, Riz. Oh, I understand the skibbity and the Riz. I did not know Ohio was derogatory. I'm super excited that it is for personal selfish reasons. You're from Ohio, you hate it. Okay, Zach, yes. So, yes, it is intended that way. Okay. I'm from Michigan, so you understand. You just understand. And it's all in good love because, well, you're still better than some of those other states because you're repping the Big Ten with all 10 plus teams. Okay, so it is the first use is of Cain killing Abel. He slew Abel. So there is a time to kill. So this is not a word used of justice from the standpoint of the government doling out justice, but there is a time for the act of taking the life of someone else, and there is a time for the act of building them up. Leave streams. Yeah. Streaming from the Maze Tower. A time to break dance and a time to break down and a time to build up. Is this a reference towards people? I want to go look that up. I mean, I often think I know what these are, and Paras and Bana. Oh, almost sounds like banana. The sky looks a little scarlet over here. That's a shame.
Strong's
Red
H,
sky at dawn. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. So red sky in morning, sailors take warning. So that's not good. Paw rats. To break through or down or burst. To breach. Okay. So this would be like breaching a wall, to break open, to burst open. Okay. I didn't get that from breakdown. Or to break open, to break out violently. Bana.
Strong's H 1129.
To build up. Okay, that makes sense. I'm glad I looked that up.
Bana.
So a time to break down. So this is like breaking down the gate of a city, breaking through the wall, breaching through something, and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones, and a time to gather stones. Okay, so the throwing away stones, I think here is like you have a field, you're trying to get the stones out of the field in order to be able to plow the field. And then there's other times where you want stones. So there's sometimes you're getting rid of stuff and other times you're gathering it. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Talk to the hand. This would be another version. There's a time to hug and a time to speak to the hand. I don't know if I could replace hug. What else could I do that? Well, you could do a time to high five and a time to speak to the hand. A time to fist bump and a time to bump your face with my fist. A time to search and a time to give something up as lost. The PL infinite construct to destroy means to lose. The construct with bakash to seek to find indicates there is a declarative or delocative estimative sense of the PL to view something as lost. Wow, there are some fancy words there. Delocutive. Okay. Give up! It's lost! A time to keep and a time to throw away. Right now is the time to keep all of my flat caps. When I'm dead is the time to throw them away. I have thrown some away that got worn out, but not all of them. A time to rip and a time to sow. A time to keep silent and a time to keep on yapping. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. Okay, we finished the it's a time for, and it goes from birth to death and it goes from war to peace. Those two are bookending each other. Life and death, war and peace. Did you catch the bookend there? Okay, I do want to look up hate. What is the word for hate? Sane.
Strong's H 8130. Sane.
What is the first use? Oh, and they blessed Rebekah and said to her, "Thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands and millions, and let the seed the seed possess the gate of those which hate them." Okay, that's interesting first use. So this is basically of enemies, absolutely of enemies. Okay. What benefit can a worker gain from his toil? I just want to be like the cartoon announcer. Looks like this is the end, but don't miss. Be here the same bat time, same bat channel. What benefit can a worker gain from his toil? Tune in next week to find out. I have observed the burden that God has given to people to keep them occupied. Okay, so now he's claiming that what we are to do, God's just keeping us occupied. He talked about satisfaction we can find. Now he's talked about the totality of life, and now he's saying it's just a burden to keep us occupied. Woo! Like, look at the up and down, the bipolarness of this, so to speak. God has made everything fit beautifully in its appropriate time. If we take the perspective of there's a time for things, then we can find the beauty in them. It's not just occupying us. But he has also placed ignorance in the human heart. So if it's in the proper time, it's beautiful, but we don't know when the proper time is. We're too dumb to know. So that people cannot discover what God has ordained from the beginning to the end of their life. So I can't even figure out what the plans are for my life to be able to pursue the plan of my life so that I find the benefit of God in the middle of it. I'm so inadequate at figuring that out. I have concluded that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. And also that everyone should eat and drink and find enjoyment in all his toil. For these things are a gift of God. Okay, so these statements like this, here's what I've discovered. I'm telling you all these things that look like they're valuable, but some of them are just futile, and futile things that somehow become valuable. So the only thing that I'm finding as solace in the middle of all of this, find enjoyment in the work of my hands. That's the gift of God. Find enjoyment as long as I live. I am to just pursue things for the happiness that they can provide. I don't know. Does that ring satisfactory to you? I also know that whatever God does will endure forever. So in contrast to what he was striving after, though he could make happen earlier, all the works of his own hands, those works were not going to last, that they were going to be handed down to someone else, and he was going to be forgotten. But what God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing taken away from it. So maybe he's talking about creation here. God has made creation. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It will always point to God. Nobody can make it more beautiful than it is. Nobody can make a flower more beautiful. No one can make a tree more beautiful. They are as God created them to be. God has made it this way so that men will fear him. Whatever exists has already been, and whatever will be has already been, for God will seek to do again what has occurred in the past. I saw something else on earth. In place of justice, there was wickedness, and in the place of fairness, there was wickedness. So he was talking about striving after things on your own, and where does that lead, and where do you find? But there's also, I found something else. I was looking for wisdom, and I found a lack of justice and fairness. I found wickedness. When I went looking for wisdom, I found wickedness. Woo! That doesn't sound good. I thought to myself, God will judge both the righteous and the wicked, for there is an appropriate time for every activity, and there is a time of judgment for every deed. So, if there's a time for everything, there's got to be a time for rewards of justice and a time for judgment for every deed. I also thought to myself, it is for the sake of people, so God can clearly show them that they are like animals. Hey, Ghost, welcome in. We're doing well. Okay, God can show them they are like animals. Clearly show them. What do we have here on clearly? The meaning of the preposition plus the Kal infinitive construct, barar, plus the third person masculine is debated because the root has a broader range of meaning: to test, to prove, to sift, to sort out. Okay, so they went with the clearly show, and I'm guessing two infinitives, the function, and to show, to make clear and to show. Okay. I was interested in the word animals here. How are you doing this morning? Or afternoon. I'm trying to remember where you are, Ghost. And maybe you've never said. That's fine if you haven't. They are beasts. Bahima? What?
Strong's
Bahima?
929.
Beast, cattle,
Bahima.
animals, cattle, wild beast. Yeah, I think we're
Bahima.
going with a wild beast. Wild beasts. From the unused root, probably meaning to be mute. Whoa. There's an interesting etymology if someone wants to go pursue that idea. That the word for beast or cattle so it could either be wild animals or it could be cattle, is probably from the word to be mute. So not in that they can't speak, but mute, not able to communicate, that kind of an idea. They're not able to speak. They're just dumb beast, a dumb animal. A donkey, if you will. A donkey. You know what? Let me see if there's a donkey.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me! Okay, fine.
Hey, man, this don't feel right. My donkey senses are tingling all over.
Okay. Back to the fate of the animals, or the humans are the same as animals. The fate of humans and the fate of animals are the same. As one dies, so the other dies. Both have the same breath. There is no advantage for human over animals. Both are fleeting. Okay, so he made the argument of wise and foolish both end up dead. Now he's going to make the argument that animals and humans end up dead. Are we supposed to buy the argument, or is this a straw man argument that's being put up there for us to wrestle with and say, no, there's a distinction between the two of us? So just because it's being presented in a way that seems straightforward and we're supposed to agree with it doesn't mean in the end we're supposed to agree with it. The author, the writer, the wisdom, Koheleth, might be leading us down a path to agree to things to get us to see that, hey, we need to be wrestling with these, not just accepting things that seem on the surface as true. Both go to the same place, both come from the dust, and to dust both return. Who really knows if, if the human spirit ascends upward or the animal spirit descends into the earth? So we do not actually know, though we've been told. We can't actually prove afterlife. So is there actually a difference then? So I perceive there is nothing better for people than to enjoy their work, because that is their reward. For who can show them what the future holds? So since we cannot know what the future holds, since we cannot prove an afterlife, then what is best and better, the only thing we can do, the reward that we have, is in the here and now, enjoying work. Enjoying work. Oh yeah, that's what I want to hear. Enjoy work. The fruit of what you're doing. Before we go to ad break, let me do this. We are passing the cap. We're passing the cap for Soaring Eagle. Soaring Eagle is trying to get Olaf, her cat, all set and registered as an emotional support animal. One of the things that is lacking is all of the shots that are necessary. So we're just trying to help support Soaring Eagle to get all of the proper paperwork, training, shots, all of that need to happen, so Olaf, her cat, can go with her when she has doctor's appointments. So, yeah, if you feel so inclined, if you are able to, just please make a donation, and we will pass that on to Soaring Eagle. I think I'm going to do the BRB, and we get to go a little later today because it's the first Wednesday of the month. So we're not done. We will keep going when we get back from the break.
He's got that flat cap dapper look, making waves online, spreading the word on Twitch. Pastor with a cheerful heart, no lie. Preaching joy so high to the sky. He'll be right back, yes, he'll be right back. He'll be back in 2 or 3. Flat cat dapper, flat cat dapper. We'll be right back after this break. No mistake. Joy they make. I'll be right back. or three. Right back after this break, no mistake. Joy they make. I'll be right back, yes. I'll be right back in 2 or 3. Right back after this break, no mistake. Joy they make. I'll be right back. Yes, I'll be right back in 2 or 3.
I don't know if mass jump works or not, so I thought I would do it. Oh, there it is. Oh, it does work. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. I've never seen that before. That's kind of funny. Screensaver 30. Oh, that's what you did. Okay, I thought that was mass dance. I like the screensaver 30. That was fun. All right, we're back. So one of the things that we somewhat want to do with wisdom literature is just go and say a proposition. That was the word I was looking at, or trying to think of earlier. There's just a proposition that we need to have, and we got the proposition, now we just go do it. It's not how ancient wisdom was. It's not just a proposition that you get taught and then you have to go fulfill it, and it has to, no. That's not the way it was designed or thought about. You know what I'm going to do here a second? Did that do it? I'm trying to think. Did it or not? Let me see here a minute. Yep, it did. It did. Okay. Mass hug. Ah, I don't think I've seen that before. I saw it was a possible command. All the love emotes are the, yeah. Cool. Okay. But anyway, this is not just propositions like, hey, here's what you need to go put into action, because you have to wrestle with these things. So the invitation is to have a wrestling with the text. I'm teaching you this. I'm sharing this with you. You are to engage it. Unlike the way that Westerners, we teach, here is the truth. Here's the application. Go put into practice. So, like for instance, like if I were teaching you on how to brew tea, finally mostly awake. All right. It would be a matter of process and procedure of, taking the leaves, taking the tea, putting them together, whatever method and process of measuring temperature and vessel to put it in and length of time would be all process, as opposed to coming from a perspective of, do you find something that smells good in a flower? Do you like that smell? Would it be appealing to you? What if you were to take flowers and you were to combine it with water? And what if it was just leaves of the plant that you liked? And would you combine that for the purposes of... So it's going to take you from a proposition of thinking rather than a proposition of truth that is action and step-by-step things. So hope I'm making sense there. Okay. So I also considered all the oppression that continually occurs on the earth. This is what I saw. The oppression the oppressed were in tears, but no one was comforting them. No one delivers them from the power of their oppressors. Okay, so just an aside here, if this is Solomon would have been the cause of much oppression in his country from the taxes and other things, maybe even oppression in surrounding nations by the tribute that they had to give. So it seems better to me, as some of these things are talked about, as it's someone assessing Solomon's actions rather than Solomon assessing his own actions, if that makes sense. So I considered those who were dead and gone more fortunate than those who are still alive, which is a sentiment a lot of people seem to have today. Ecclesiastes is a book for today. But better than both is the one who has never been born. This is a thought that Job has had. I would have been better off to have never been born. The word born does not appear in the Hebrew text, but is supplied in translation for clarity. Yes, who never was. And has not seen the evil things that are done on earth. You would be so, just think about the innocence of children and how we try to keep them from understanding how corrupt and painful the world is. While we can keep the veil over their eyes that they don't understand that, they are better off. Once the scales fall off their eyes and they see the evil of the world, they cannot return to a version of the world that is good. Then I considered all the skillful work that is done. Surely it is nothing more than competition between one person and another. This also is profitless, like chasing the wind. Yeah, you felt that way many times throughout life. Yeah. I feel that way occasionally too when I have so many prayer requests from friends that I get overwhelmed with. There is an endless number of things that people are struggling with. So yeah, the futility of somewhat continuous praying for things and it doesn't change things can be difficult. Paul, however, does give us an example of praying and finding the answer is, yes, don't call me Shirley. I wonder if I have that. Yeah, praying 3 times for something to be removed, and it was not. His thorn in the flesh, it was still there. No, doesn't appear to. Okay. So being in competition with other persons to prove yourself as the best is chasing the wind. It's profitless. The fool folds his hand and does no work, so he has nothing to eat but his own flesh. Better is 1 handful with some rest than 2 handfuls of toil and chasing the wind. Yeah, classic line, yes. So the fool does nothing and has nothing, and the person trying to get too much is not rewarded because they're only ever doing work and they can't find joy in it. How about we go with an intermedium here? We go with in between there. We do some work and we have some enjoyment. We balance these out. We go back to there's a season and a time for everything. There are 6 days that you labor and 1 day that you rest. There's a time and a season. So don't be striving on 7 days and lose the ability to rest. So I again considered another futile thing on earth, a man who is all alone with no companion. He has no children, nor siblings. Yet there is no end to all his toil, and he is never satisfied with riches. So the lonely old miser, he laments, "For whom am I toiling and depriving myself of pleasure?" This also is futile and a burdensome task, aka Mr. Burns. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Maybe that'll help if I try one more time. Nope. Let me try, see if I can find Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
Doesn't look like it's playing. Oh, there it goes.
Excellent. Eureka! Great.
Okay. Sounds like the beginning of a Kirk Franklin song. Which part did? Okay. Two people are better than one because they can reap more benefit from their labor. For if, if they fall, one will help his companion out. But pity the fool, pity the person who falls down and has no one to help him up. Furthermore, if if two lie down together, they can keep each other warm. But how can one person keep himself warm? So just assessing some natural things about the fact that having people around you is better than being isolated and alone. Okay, sure. What's the cost? What's the cost, I ask you? Although an assailant may overpower one person, two can withstand him. Moreover, a three-stranded cord is not quickly broken. So, you don't believe in people, it's true? Well, let me go to another thing. Oh, yes, a woven cord is harder to break. I don't know if I can get that on screen. Oh, I might. Nope, it doesn't reach far enough. All right. I have a USB cable that's woven, but the end is plugged in, so. A poor but wise youth is better than an old and foolish king, who no longer knows how to receive advice. So, when you stop being able to receive advice, you're done for. You're done for. There's a man, oh yes, standing on the corner. He has no home, he has no food, and his blue skies are gone. Yes, it is. Can you hear him crying out? I don't know if I've heard that song. I probably didn't. I was doing it more poetic than he probably sings it. So a poor but wise youth. So someone who's poor but wise in their youth is better than an old foolish king who won't listen to advice. The Piano Man? I don't think so. Kirk Franklin, Lean on Me. Okay. Okay, I guess I don't know all the words to Lean on Me. I mostly only know the chorus. For he came out of prison to become king. Even though he had been born poor, in what would become his kingdom. Okay, this is interesting. Prison. Why do we have a footnote here on prison? He came from the house of bonds. Okay, you're not going to give me more than that. Okay, clearly he came from the house of bonds. I almost want to go, he came from slavery. Like he was a bond servant. That's what I'm thinking there. The house of bonds, not a prison. Let me look this up. What did we have? 414. Okay, Bayit. Asar Bayit. You just said a few verses earlier, and that brought that part of the song to mind. It's all good. Oh, yeah. I understood. I was just going, oh, I didn't realize. Well,
Strong's
it's some songs you hear a long
1004.
time, and you heard when you were a kid, and you don't pay attention, and so you don't know all the words.
Bayith.
So I was just surprised it was that song. The house, the dwelling, Sheol, receptacle, home. Okay, so it must be the next word. Aser. Let's see what that is. Aser.
Strong's H631.
Ties, bind.
Aser. Aser.
To be in prison, to be bound, to be taken prisoner. Okay. Obligation of an oath of a fugitive. Not seeing anything as like a being bound as a servant. Okay, so it's okay. So prison, surprising me. I consider all the living who walk on the earth, as well as the successor who would arise in his place. There is no end to all the people, nor to the past generations. Yet future generations will not rejoice in him. This also is profitless and like chasing the wind. So let's just switch from kings here a minute. Let's go, group hug. Go back to, let's mention Warren Van Harding. Warren Van Harding. How many people know anything about Warren Van Harding? How about President Hoover? What do you know about President Hoover? Yeah. What a last name. Also, no. Yeah. You forgot the command, but you saw a streamer do a group hug. You watch and find out. Wait, I know that one. Yeah. What do you know about Hoover? Other than Hoovervilles. Hoovervilles, he was not really good, and people had bad lives. Yay, Hoover. Yay, President Hoover. How about Ike? I like Ike. What do you know about Eisenhower? Eisenhower, not Eisenberg. Okay, Eisenhower. He lived in Morica. He lived in America. There we go. He lived in America. I know, like, I main him in Smash Bros. I know Ike. He's in Smash Bros. My point is, what he's talking about here is, no matter how great someone is, like, even the ones that we do have, like on Mount Rushmore, Ike Turner, not Ike fan. I was talking about President Eisenhower, not Ike Turner. So, but no matter who, like, the more we have of people, like, how many of you know there were, like, I want to say 7 presidents before President Washington. I think it's 7. There were 7 presidents before George Washington, because we had a different constitution, we had a different system, and it didn't work, and we scrapped it, and we started over, so we forgot all those people. The farther we get away from it, the more things we've had, you know. It's wrong Ike. It's not IKEA. Mike and Ike, tasty candy. Yeah, we're going down the Ike trail. But how many of us really know Ike? Okay. So, the king who came from nothing, who becomes the big and powerful mighty, will also be forgotten. Nothing they have will last. Be careful what you do when you go to the temple of God. Draw near to listen rather than to offer sacrifices like fools, for they do not realize that they are doing wrong. New trail unlocked. Go and listen. Draw near to listen. Draw near to God. Draw near to obey. The term lismoa is from shema, to hear. It may be taken in two ways. Literally to listen in contrast to a speaker, or figuratively to obey in contrast to sacrifice. Well, also, the idea of listen does have obey in it. There is no listening without obedience to what is commanded. Like, it's all inclusive. They don't separate. Oh, I heard what you said. Well, you didn't do it. That means you didn't hear it. It is going to be, so obey, yeah. Draw near to obey rather than to offer a sacrifice like fools. So it's more about your life. What are you doing? Not the checkbox thing, but do not be rash with your mouth or hasty in your heart to bring up a matter before God, for God is in heaven and you are on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Just as dreams come when there are many cares, so the rash vow of a fool occurs when there are many words. So how about we slow down and we think before we run our mouths and make vows we have no intention to keep. When you make a vow to God, do not delay in paying it, for God takes no pleasure in fools. Pay what you vow. So in other words, I'm making vows so that I get what I want. Like, God, if you make it rain and give me a bumper crop harvest, I'm going to give you 20% of it all. Oops, now I don't want to. Or how about, God, if you let me make partner, let me make partner, I will do a stream every week that's all going to be Bible reading. I will do TikTok videos that are all going to be praise and worship. I'm going to, like, how about just, God, I'd really like to do this, and I'm striving after it, and you help me do it. God, I vow to stay female. I promise you that. Yeah, there we have. We have some vows we can keep, and other vows we have no intention of keeping. Okay, bum. Let your words be few. Pay what you vow. Okay, scrolled too much. It is better for you not to vow than to vow and not pay it. So don't make a vow. Just say, God, I'm really, really wanting to be partner on Twitch. Can you help me do that? And then after you accomplish it, to give out of your heart from what you feel to reward, to celebrate what God has done for you. You're pretty sure you're going to stay human. Do not let your mouth cause you to sin, and do not tell the priest, it was a mistake. So you made a vow. The priest knows you made a vow. Now the priest is trying to say you need to pay up and go, oh, it was a mistake. I didn't mean it. Oh, no, there's a loophole. Nah, Why make God angry at you so that he would destroy the work of your hands? Just as there is futility in many dreams, so also in many words. Therefore, fear God. So we're shifting from striving after things to now having a proper position and respect for God. If you see the extortion of the poor or the perversion of justice and fairness in the government, do not be astonished by the matter. For the high official is watched by a higher official, and there is higher ones over them. So you see injustice, don't be surprised. perversion of justice, don't be surprised. It's gonna happen. And there's someone higher over them. There will be an accounting. There will be a way. There's someone that they are held to. So if they're the ones doing injustice, and that's what the system is designed for, the person above them is really the one at fault, not they themselves. All right. Wow, man. Feels like ads are coming fast and furious today. All right, one more time for ads. Let's go to the fishy, see if the camera's fixed yet. Nope, it's not. I'm gonna unplug it for a little longer this time.
Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with Saxon hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flatcat pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pasture shows the way, stream it live come what may. Refuse cam, he shows it all. Little fish.
Having fun with the mass today, huh? All right, pond stream just went down, so not sure what's up with that. And it's not letting me fully shut stuff off. There we go. See if it actually does what I told it to do. Okay. Mass fight. Ooh. Is that different than Battle Royale? It looks like the same. Hey, Peacock, welcome in. You love them now that they work? Yes. Okay. The produce of the land is seized by all of them. Even the king is served by the fields. The one who loves money will never be satisfied with money. The one who loves wealth will never be satisfied with his income. This is also futile. When someone's prosperity increases, those who consume it also increase. So what does its owner gain except that he gets to see it with his eyes? So the only thing that's good about having more money is you get to see it used by other people, because the more you have, the more is taken away. Yay me. The sleep of the laborer is pleasant, whether he eats little or much, but the wealth of the rich will not allow him to sleep. Yeah, if you have a lot, you have to worry about protecting it because other people will want it. So, I mean, If we take Job and the list of all the stuff Job had, of the hundreds of sheep and cattle and all of that, and what had happened? They all came and got taken. So you'd have to worry about protecting them. You have to go grocery shopping with husband. Hey, have fun. Well, we're almost done. I will be back at noon for a podcast on the Church Digital channel if anyone's able to make it. Here is a misfortune on earth that I have seen. Wealth hoarded by its owner to his own misery. So I see people who are wealthy who will not use their wealth. They are miserable because they hoard it. Chris, welcome in. I am doing well, my friend. Then that wealth was lost through bad luck. So you are striving to hold on to what you have, and then let's just say you were invested in the stock market, you were invested in housing market, and 2008, the bubble burst, you were in tech stocks and housing market, and boom, you lost all you had. What are you gonna do? Someone okay here? Just okay? Is that a better than normal, or is it a less than usual for you? And is there anything you need prayer for? Although he has fathered a son, he has nothing left to give him. So we had the whole state earlier of how awful it is to have stuff and no descendant to leave all of that too. Who knows what's going to happen to all your stuff afterwards? Now we have the opposite. You have a son, but you have nothing to leave them. Just as he comes forth from his mother's womb naked, will he return as he came, and he will take nothing in his hand that he may carry away from his toil. Not he who dies with the most toys wins. This is another misfortune. Just as he came, so he will go. What did he gain from toiling for the wind? Surely he ate in darkness every day of his life, and he suffered greatly with sickness and anger. Let's talk about that bitter person there. Chris, you've felt cold inside, even though it's quite warm outside. I guess the autumn cool is a-coming, though. Okay. So just feeling some, not feeling good, a little under the weather. Okay. We can lift that up. I have seen personally what is the only benefit and appropriate course of action for people: to eat and drink and find enjoyment in all their hard work on earth during the few days of their life that God has given them. I don't know how many times we've had this repeated. This seems to be the theme of the book. For this is their reward. The reward is to enjoy every day that God sets before you. In the hard work that you do, find joy. Boom, mic drop. That's the point. To every man whom God has given wealth and possession, he has also given him the ability to eat from them, to receive his reward, and to find enjoyment in his toil. These things are a gift from God. For he does not think much about the fleeting days of his life, because God keeps him preoccupied with the joy he derives from his activity. Yeah, so when you can find joy in the activity that you do daily, you're not thinking about the fleetingness of life. You're not focused on it's all going to end. You're just in the mode of enjoyment. Oh, I like that. All right, so we made it through Ecclesiastes 5. Blackberries the phone, or actual blackberries you can eat? Actual blackberries you can eat. The question made you feel like a boomer, considering how easily and quickly I forgot it. Yes. Well, Chris, let's pray. Let's pray for you. Let's pray for 10-2. I think this is longer than normal. I don't want to start another section and not get through it. And I do have a meeting at 10, so we're going to end there. And hopefully, I will have time today still or tomorrow to work on the command for ice cream. So it is on my schedule for today or tomorrow. I don't know which day I'll get to it, but that's the plan, is to get to that command today or tomorrow. So let's go here. God, we're just lifting up Christopher. Not feeling the best, not feeling amazing, feeling a little bit cold, maybe under the weather. We're just praying for your blessing upon Chris to come alongside, to lift him up, to watch over him, to make your presence known, your face shine upon him. So God, wherever you can in this day, as we're talking about Ecclesiastes, let joy in the moment be the thing that all of us find. And God, as we are thinking about, we pray daily at 10:02 for the harvest, because the harvest is plentiful and the workers are few. So, God, we're just lifting up workers for the harvest, that you will bring more people to be light and salt in dark places. I've been focusing on the phrase or the passage in Isaiah 9:2, those walking in darkness have seen a great light, and that's what we're praying for workers of the harvest to bring light into dark places. God, give us all that we're in need of. Bless us in this day. Watch over us. May we find joy and not find the futility of life. May we not be striving after things that have no value, but in all that you give us, may we in season find joy right where we are. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Watfist milk? I don't think I got that right. I don't think I got that right. I'm new here. Yes. Hi, I'm new. Watfist milk. I'm guessing that's wrong. Woat? Old Testament fish milk? I don't know. I'm struggling with that name. Horribly. My brain, there's something that's probably really clever about it, and my brain is like, I don't get it. Welcome in anyway. How'd you find us? Glad you're here. Glad to have you here. We're just finishing up Ecclesiastes for the day, and we're going to find somebody to go and raid out to. By the way, if you are here and you knew that Pastor Dustin had got banned and you did not see, Pastor Dustin has gotten his accounts returned back to him. He has gotten those accounts returned, which we're very thankful for. Wow, a lot of people on right now. Okay. Praise the Lord, you're worried about Dustin? Yeah. So Dustin's got all of his stuff back as far as he shared yesterday. Actually, he got his main account back, and while he was doing a live stream talking about getting it back and showing all the stuff that had happened and the messages and trying to figure out more details of things, his fish fish, what does he call it? His fish stream was returned to him as well. Fish tank, I think, is what he has. Dustin's fish tank, I think, is what it is. Also got reinstated. So I was hoping Big Unk was on. I wanted to go raid Big Unk, but I don't see him on right now. Yeah, Dustin's fish tank is now up. So one of the things we learned from that is if you are in a stream, you need to post something. Yeah, I'm a little early. I was hoping he would be up and ready before. You know, sometimes I go early, sometimes I go late. Maybe we'll raid him tomorrow. I just wanted to check in on the fasting, how he's doing. All right. Anyone else have plans for the day? I've got a meeting at 10, and then I've got podcast, and then I've got a meeting in the afternoon. I mean, I have a full day is what I have. I just got to make up my mind who I want to raid. You got a meeting at 11 with DHS, then work from 2:30 to 11. Home by midnight. Busy day, busy week. Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it. You know what? I don't think I've raided Pete Tony for a while. Let's go over to Pete Tony, I think. Unless I see someone else here at the bottom. Oh, you know what? We haven't raided Kanish in a while. Let's go there. Let's go raid Kanosh. Enjoy some music today. That sounds good. Pete Tony is also... Yeah. But Kanosh is still in the middle of getting... I think he's finished moving to Germany. And I haven't raided him in quite a while because he was in the process of moving. You're just trying to get errands and chores done before treatment tomorrow. Yep, I know how that goes. After everyone showed off their Christian emotes on yesterday's podcast you tried to find for your channel, where do you streamers get them? DM me, and I can share some info on those. I'd have to go look them up. Some of them I might get from Canva, and or there's another place to create and animate things. Artsy Bible Nerd, welcome in. We're just raiding out. So there are other places out there. Like I said, if you go click on mine, I think it shows who I got some of them from that aren't Christian. But anyway, there's a few places. Others might know. But if you DM me, Pink Hawk, I will help you try to find out. Or if you're looking for something, I might be able to find it too. So let me give you a blessing as we go out. May God's seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for being here. You are such a blessing. Let's go and let's bless other people. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I was trying to kick credits, and instead I clicked clip.
So